Hi and welcome. My name is Joshua from Tagg. In this video, we would continue from where we stopped on the previous video with the titled Complete Introduction to RStudio. So this is going to be the second part of it, and we'll spare ourselves much theory and move straight into the practical section. So at the level of the practical section, let's quickly have a review of what we did in the previous video. We learned about the menu options, how we can perform some operations with the menu option, and then we did something with the background by going to tools. I'm going to change the background again, global options, and then we go to appearance, and I change the appearance from this. I took it from testmate and I changed it to covert. I scrolled down, applied, and then I said okay. So the other thing we did was on how we could do some few things at the level of pane, how we can rearrange a pane to explain to us how flexible R is. And we also learned how we can bring in a new file, script, either going to that place or pressing Ctrl plus Shift plus N. So we're going to do something again, something new that would quickly help us to understand how to interact with this software. So I would create a variable. Would deal with variable creation in subsequent videos, but let me just create a variable and call it dax in this way, and then use this assignment operator and create like a random number of observations, 1000 of them, that follows mean of 0 and 1 as the standard deviation. So look at what will happen. The moment I run this line of code, pressing Ctrl Enter or coming here to click, look at what will happen on the global environment and what will also happen again on the console. So Ctrl and then I press Enter. So at the environment, this is telling us, when you see this greater than sign and the cursor blinking, it tells me that there is no problem with the code I've run and array is ready to receive another command. So amazing. But go look at the global environment. We now see something we call values. So this value is with the name dax, and the class of the value is numeric. And here this talks about the position from 1 range to 1000, and these are observations that we have in the values. Minus 1.396 observations that were created randomly that follows the normal distribution. So now there is something I quickly need to say about the concept of environment. So environment, we have like 3 types of them with our programming. The global environment, as we have it. So this global environment is just like a temporary storage where we store some of the variables we have created when we are working currently with a section. So it is stored there. We have what to call the package environments and namespace. So the package environment is just where an environment that stores packages and some relative functions, some functions that are hidden and some that are not hidden. And we also have the local environment. So why do I need to explain this concept of environment? For instance, I just come here and I just press Joshua and I run Joshua, Ctrl Enter. It tells me on the console that's common, there is an error, object Joshua not found. So why is it saying object Joshua not found? It's going to search for Joshua because Joshua is just like a new variable. It's just going to search for Joshua in the global environment, and if it can't find it, it tells you, come on, this is not found in this particular current section. So how do we know how R search? Like the search path for R, the search path. So you can just use this function search. This is a function search from the base package. This is what this is saying, and we established the fact that one beautiful thing about RStudio over the base R is this ability for it to predict for us whatever kind of functions we're looking for. So I'm looking for search, then I just click on it and I just run it, Ctrl Enter, and then let's see what happens on my console. So it tells me the search path, that is when you give a particular variable to R. How does R search before it brings an answer, whether it is available or it is not found? So first, it goes to the global environment. It couldn't find Joshua in the global environment because I am yet to assign Joshua to a variable. I mean to a particular data as a variable in R. And then it goes to Tools, RStudio, Package Stats, Package Graphics, and then it finally went to the base, and there is nothing like Joshua in the base, and then it brings out this error term that we have, object Joshua not found. So that is that about environment. And with history, you can see the previous things we have run, the code we have run previously. You see everything here, and it's possible you can go back to any of those codes. Connections, probably you want to connect to some database, and then tutorial, I added that particular pin. So we have a clear understanding of what all these pins here stands for. And then let's quickly do something with plots. Let's plot something and see how it does happen with RStudio. So I'm going to say plot. I just want to come up with a scattered plot for us to see something. Then I say plot, and then the argument I put into that particular plot function is that variable name Tagg. And so what I will do here is to run it. Look at, let me give us an example. So when I run this, there is an error. It tells me error in plot.new, figure margin is too large. Now most times people report this kind of error to me, and there is no need for you to write a code to debug this error. All you need to do is, this is where the plot is going to show, and so this place is just too small for the kind of plot you want to see. So you have to increase this pane. Either you just have to take this up in that manner and then go over it again, run that plot, and this is what you have, the scattered plot. So this looks messy, so you can zoom, and then so when you zoom you have this kind of plot. You can increase the zoom for clearer understanding, and you can see the whole thing as it is here. We have this the Y label, and we have the X label as index. When you see, you will notice that the entire observations are revolving around the 0 mean, -2, 2, and 4. And then we have the index value from 0 down to the 1000 observations that we created. So that is that about plot. And we said some things that you can do. You can export it by going to export. You can save as image, you can save as PDF, and you can copy to clipboard. So you can delete if you're no longer interested in it again. You can clear this, or you can clear the entire plot. So that is an example of a plot. You can also check for the histogram by using the hist function from the graphics package, and then the argument that goes in is Tagg, like the single vector we have created. So if I run this again, I have the histogram, for this particular normal distribution variable that we have created. So you can zoom again, and then you have it, the frequency on the vertical axis and the spread on the horizontal axis. You could see still revolving around 0. This is where we have the mean, what we set as our mean, and the majority of the observations, like we said, revolves around the 0, and that's why you see them at the peak at this level. So you can increase in case you want to do some further interpretations. To see more, you can change the name, the title from this histogram of Tagg, and you can also do same to the vertical label and the horizontal label. So this is everything you need to know about plotting. And then you can come down here, you can see plot like we have done before. You can see previous plots. It takes us back to the plot for scattered. You can go to next plot, takes us back again to that of our histogram. You can save zoom plot, you can save image, you can save as PDF, you can copy to clipboard, you can remove the plot, and you can clear everything about the plot. So now you have what we call viewer. In case you want to view some stuff, you can get help as well on R. And then here is packages. We'll talk about them subsequently. So this viewer, let's talk about the viewer. Imagine you're interested in getting help. Like arrow is so very easy. Imagine you're interested in getting help on how to plot an histogram with R. You want to learn on your own, so you need to just press question mark and you press hist. So you run this, Ctrl Enter. When you run this, let's look at what will happen. So at the level of help, we have a documentation that comes up, and with this documentation you can learn a lot about how to plot a simple histogram using the R Studio. So you can see it's a generic function, compute the histogram of the given data if plot equals true, etc, 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 and a lot of things you can learn. And we have series of examples that you can copy and paste to practice with. So at this point, I want to say a big thank you to you for your time, and I want to believe you have gained something from this video. So please stay tuned to this channel for more videos, more powerful videos in R programming, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you. God bless you. Bye bye.